Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Red indeed. No block, no rock. Season 4, episode 22. Coming at you from the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room, 108th and Harrison in La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. Fellas, let's go around, talk about what we are drinking real quick. Pickle fight. Always.
Like week 12
for
in
life.
a row.
I got to get my veggies. Pickles are a cucumber.
I don't.
This is my vegetable.
I don't know that
teacher.
counts.
You are a vegetable. Look at you.
That's a very disturbing joke if you really think about it, but we're not going to delve.
Yeah, let's just don't dwell on that one. Let's just move on.
I am not drooling. Oh God. Okay.
Right as we say,
Before
don't
we
dwell
go
on
too
it.
far. Go.
All right, I'm drinking EOS Hefeweizen.
Great beer.
I'm starting to just kind of hook myself to that.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
You're getting settled in.
Yeah,
It
getting
happens to the
settled
best
in.
of us.
Happens to the best of us. Mike,
Not to me.
not to Mike. Mike, what are
I'm
you drinking?
something. I need Kyle's help with this. I'm drinking a beer that is crafted by the brewery here. It is called the.
Taco Beza.
That is the
That's
one.
that's the
yes,
one.
I
Yeah.
am drinking a fantastic.
See.
I call it. It's kind of like Corona, no free plugs, without the skunk. It is a fantastic beer.
If
Yeah.
you don't like the skunk, which I like the skunk. I'm a skunky guy.
Yeah.
You disgust me in multiple ways now.
Yeah. Connor, what are you drinking?
You guys know I'm drinking Pilsner. It's every week. But to be fair, we got Pickle Connor over here and Hef Connor over here.
Yeah,
Like, I don't feel that bad anymore.
it's happening.
Yeah, I don't feel that bad.
Brandon Tiedemann.
Hello.
Okay, now Herd at Sports. What's your title at Herd at Sports? What would you call yourself?
Producer.
Okay.
Producer. He's like a utility
Yeah.
kind of
Utility
guy.
knife.
A real Taysom Hill over here.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the Heinrich Harburg in 2024.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there, he does produce the No Block No Rock podcast on a weekly basis. So before we get going, before we shit on him, let's give him a round of applause here.
Not that
there
one.
it
Not
was,
that one.
Not yet.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
that is our producer.
He's the one that listens to all our whiny voices, and he cuts
doesn't
out.
listen to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give
He's
him
like,
a polished, perfectly great episode, and he just goes, upload, done.
It's done.
We appreciate you.
And put the description in.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that I write myself.
Yeah, but I gotta make sure there's no incorrect spelling or anything, you know.
Yeah, which
No
with Mike,
AI.
with Mike is probably a pretty high likelihood.
That is a high likelihood.
So
Yeah.
Brandon, do you know what you're drinking? Is this your first time here?
first time here,
Okay.
like just like as myself. I've came here with my dad before. So
Nice. What would your dad drink here?
I think good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
All right.
Your
Would you-
dad's got good taste.
Yeah, good taste.
But I'm drinking pickle fight.
It's pretty good, right?
Thank you.
This side of the
So,
table.
Hey, come on.
There we go.
I'll cheers you with your fucking shirt.
Hey, you're matching in beers and in merch.
All right, so let's
get this elephant out of the room.
So you all watching, you're thinking we're traitors. You think we're pieces of shit. I don't blame you.
We got 41 people in here witnessing us wearing
Okay,
Iowa crap.
so before the season started, Nebraska football season, we all, went game by game and we guessed scoring predictions for each game. We had made a bet with Iowa fan Brandon Tiedemann that if Iowa were to win, that Connor would get a tattoo.
That got nixed.
But that got nixed. And we settled on wearing Iowa shirts with our own little twist.
Yeah.
They're not just Iowa logos with I love Kirk or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So we all put our own little spin on it. Now we're going to go around and just explain like what our shirts are and what they say.
Yep.
Phil Parker deserves better, and he's grabbing his ball bag.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is honestly an accurate statement. Phil Parker does deserve
He does.
better.
Yep.
He's a Broyles Award winner for best assistant coach. His defenses are always very good, even if the offenses that they play aren't the greatest. Their defenses are always great.
Yep.
Can never deny that. And I'm sure he's wanted to strangle Brian and Kirk on multiple occasions. I also wanted to add LeVar Woods to my shirt somehow because he's also another coach that deserves better. Because that offense is just doo-doo.
Yeah.
Doo-doo
Which
water.
is a perfect transition because
dog water.
My shirt says offense.
Yeah.
What is?
What these days?
What type of offense is this?
I'm actually surprised the university is not selling that shirt.
I know. Mike, what does yours say?
My shirt says keep Brian Ferentz because I believe that he should be the offensive coordinator indefinitely, and then after that be the head coach of Iowa. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
Yeah. Bring him back. It's funny. So mine is on the same note. Is after they let go of Brian Ferentz, my shirt says hire Scott. Just because we had to endure that pain, I want Iowa to endure it as well. So it made sense.
Yeah.
And we might, and like I told you before the episode, you might want to put a Arizona Wildcats logo on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
If Iowa were to lose that game, do you guys remember what our bet for him was?
He has to get a NBNR tattoo.
And he I'm telling you, look,
he was about it.
He was going to.
I mean, it is a slick logo.
I think Brandon was the one who initiated the bet. And then he came up on stage.
I did do that.
Yeah.
I shook everyone's hand. I was like, and then I also did not know what their punishment was for about a month ago.
Yeah.
Good.
I didn't know because I just saw their offense and I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to be getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Where would you have gotten it?
I probably would have done it on my thigh.
Yeah.
That'd have been sick.
Something you can hide.
Sick.
I wouldn't have really cared. So, I mean, it's a tattoo. If you're going to make fun of my tattoo, fuck you. I don't care.
Right. Make fun of my no rock tattoo.
Well, look, if there's anything that we can say about Brandon Tiedemann, it's the guy's got some nuts. Yeah. The guy went on a blind bet. He didn't even give us conditions. He's like, yeah, I'm getting a tattoo if Iowa loses. And we're like, okay, what do you want from us? And he's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like, okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it, I guess.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
And, Mike, you have your Keep Brian Ferentz shirt. And I think this kind of leads me to a question I want to ask you, Brendan. I was coming off a 10-win season, despite the offensive struggles. Football's it's not all about offense. There's other phases of the game that Iowa does very well, and they managed to scratch and claw their way to 10 wins. And that's been kind of a regular thing as of late.
Yeah.
With Kirk Ferentz,
when you say
with Brian,
when you say other phases of the game that they do well, do you just mean special teams? Like, is that a Tory Taylor?
Defense.
Their defense is the reason we lost the game. So
the reason why I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if you're a freaking Iowa diehard that you have a Kirk Ferentz shrine in your closet or something like anything like that. But I just want to ask you, either yourself or any Iowa fans that where are they at with Kirk? Like, what's the sentiment of Kirk Ferentz? I mean, he's going in the College Football Hall of Fame eventually, despite winning jack shit of note.
Hey, coaching 45 years is pretty impressive.
It's a long, you had a good, decent run there, Kirk.
Yeah.
But are you guys getting restless under Kirk?
I think he's probably going to be gone in 2 years.
Really?
I think that having to fire his own son is like taking a toll that he doesn't want to talk about to the media just because they're going to twist it in ways that that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I think he's going to come to an end here soon. And I think once that happens, I don't know what's going to, it's 2 years down the line. It's all the stuff with that college football. You don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, he's the only coach I've known my whole life. I've only known Kirk Ferentz. I'm 22. I've only known him as my head football coach. Right.
That's wild.
The devil
I've only known him. So, for me, he gave me some good memories, some bad memories, but I think depending on who we get for an offensive coordinator, it's going to be, we'll see where he's at because we probably have to pay him a lot of money.
I guess the question kind of is does he get forced out?
Yeah.
Because they got that new athletic director and she might want to, leave her mark right? Put our little fingerprints.
And they usually do.
Mhm.
They usually want to get someone in there that's like, that's my person. Like, that's my coach, ride or die. You know, you see that with Trev and with Rhule.
Well, Bill Moose and
Yeah.
he who shall not be named.
Yeah. Oh God.
So
We'll get into that a little bit more too.
you bring up an interesting point with the athletic director and coaching. We've seen this new athletic director at Iowa kind of pinching pennies, not really wanting to hand out big contracts. That aside, with you saying Kirk may be out in 2 years, which I think would be more of a mutual decision as opposed, like you don't unceremoniously fire a guy like Kirk Ferentz. I don't like Iowa. I do respect Kirk Ferentz and what he's done there. But that idea that he might be gone in 2 years is it like a silver lining? Do you see hope there? Or are you kind of concerned for like what that could bring?
Like, I don't know what would happen after we get rid of Kirk. Like, I don't know at all what would happen because I've like I've said, I've never had to go through it.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a whole
We've got
generation
experience.
of people that have no idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
like,
Because they've never seen
yeah,
it.
and literally a generation.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, it would be cool to see like who they're going to get, but it's also going to be bittersweet because he's one of the best coaches. Like, he's consistent every year.
Yeah.
So
Steady Eddie.
Yep.
I just feel like I was in a place, and I'm sure we talked about this before, but I feel like I was in a place where Nebraska was in 03 under Solich, where, yeah, Solich had a 10-win season, and it's just, you watch some of those games in 2003, and even 2002, that really scared us. But 03, like, I went to the game where Kansas State came to town, and L. Roberson and Darren Sproles put a hurting on the Huskers.
Yep. On
And
Jared's 18th birthday.
Shut up. I still remember L. Roberson throwing a touchdown pass, running down the sidelines doing this. Woo! And the final score was like 38 to something. And Bo Pelini walked across midfield, and he was yelling at Bill Snyder for running up the score. Just like you remember little snippets like that, where people look back and they go, they shouldn't have fired Frank. But I'm telling you, in the moment, in November of 2003, a lot of people were singing a different tune. And I'm seeing Iowa right now where, you know, they're winning 10 games. Like, what more do you guys want?
but we're winning 10 games in the Big Ten West. What's going to happen when these
the divisions
West
are
Coast,
gone.
when these West Coast offense comes in and actually like stuff that we don't see unless it's a bowl game?
Okay,
Yeah,
well, how
I'll-
about this? What
I'll
if
tell
you guys? What if you guys win 8? You know, 8. Like what? Again, like I would ask, are you? Is Iowa unhappy with 8 wins? Like I don't know if you should be.
I'll tell you, 8 to 10 wins a season
Oh,
is a hell of a lot better than 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a reason we're sitting here in this shit tonight.
Right.
Right.
There's a reason.
but it's like those games are so hard to watch this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I was at the Minnesota game, and you know, granted, I was like right where he quote unquote stepped out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like those games are so like hard to watch as a fan because it's just it's going to happen every time.
Right.
I know on 3rd and 6 we run the damn ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I could probably tell you what a first drive is every time.
Yeah.
It's pass, run. And then we're like, oh well, looks we got to give it to our punter. Cool. Next
Yeah.
play.
Your best player on the roster.
Set a record this
Who
year,
had-
by the way.
Who had the worst game of his career against Nebraska
true.
on that Black Friday game?
Yeah.
Brian
But-
Buschini's best game. Torrey Taylor's worst.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be literally the total opposite.
And to bring up the Nebraska game, you knew with 26 seconds left in the game, they were going to run it from their own 40. And what they do, they run it 30 yards to kick a field goal and they win. Like,
It worked out.
of course they did.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time it worked out. But
Yeah.
it's like that's 1 in a million chances. Like I
Not
don't
against
think
Nebraska.
Brian wasn't. I don't know if Brian was the whole problem. We have terrible quarterbacks,
Yeah.
Sure.
and we've had receivers leave. I mean, sure, we make tight ends, but that's like whatever. I expect that. But like, I would rather have a fun offense than a defense that's going to lock you down. I like to watch
Track
new
meets.
school football.
He wants
Right.
to watch the track meet.
You want
Yeah.
that fun Scott F offense, huh?
Yeah.
That fun run and gun. Fast.
Turnover.
I don't know. Be careful what you wish for, my friend.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Are you an Iowa fan that's kind of like that you like to chirp at Nebraska fans a lot, like on Twitter and stuff?
No, I don't really.
There's a whole, like, for people that just are not involved in like the Nebraska Twitter
sphere.
Like,
yeah,
there's just this like cesspool of like certain Nebraska fans that just seem to always want to get in arguments with like Iowa fans, and everybody's constantly digging at each other and stuff. I mean,
I am balls deep in that cesspool, baby.
So I was just curious. Like
I don't
balls deep.
I don't care. Like I'm gonna like my friends. We're gonna banter. But I'm not going to go and bash some random person on Twitter because of Nebraska game. Like I don't.
Twitter's
like,
for.
If anything, I live in Nebraska at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I still don't hate Nebraska. I want to say I don't hate Nebraska, but when it comes to Black Friday, I'm wearing black and yellow.
Right.
Sure.
Gross.
Like that's just how it is. I'm not like this. I hate Nebraska.
Right.
Like I live with Nebraska fans.
That's boring. Come on. Where's the hate?
I'll say this. I was dreading walking into the office because Brandon, he's in the desk like right next to me in the same little office. And I came walking in and I'm like, yeah, you won. And I don't know if you had like texted me or messaged me or something or like tweeted at me and you're like, hey, good game or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like we'll order our shirts. Like, yeah, but it's never been like, I was dreading going in the office, but yeah.
Dude, I'll tell
you. Cool
what,
Iowa fan.
I've been to Iowa City for Black Friday games, I think 2 or 3 times. And I will tell you, honestly, like a lot of Iowa fans actually are really nice. It's just the ones on Twitter.
Mike's got to tell a story.
Mike knows.
He's itching. I have to tell a story every time we talk about Iowa because when I went to Iowa City, and I've been there multiple times, 3-4 times, I went there at my hotel. Somebody took a knife to my tonneau cover on my truck. That was cool. You know, like... That was really nice, really nice of him. Really nice fan.
Thanks a lot.
And then we go into the stadium. I'm with my buddy Zach, who is an Iowa fan. Don't know if he's listening or not, but he is an Iowa fan. And it's me and Zach and our wives. And we are in Nebraska, Iowa gear. Everybody's rocking their stuff. Whatever. We're in a row.
Yeah.
We're together. I got these 2 drunk assholes. This fat. God, he was so fat. So these 2 fat guys are blocking our seats right when we get there. And my wife and his wife, Serena, go up and they were like, hey, you know, these are our seats. And they didn't move. They just stood there. And so finally, like, went over there and Zach was with me. And we were like, hey, you know, like, these are our seats. And they didn't want to move. So I just scooted on into my spot and I sat down. So we do that. And then throughout the game, you know, this is a game where Nebraska's like 3-9 or 4-8, like just a bad team.
A real meaningful game.
Really bad team.
Yeah. Typical. Yeah.
And we're they throw like an interception at the end of the game or miss a field goal. I don't remember. I think it almost went to overtime. So whatever happened. And this motherfucker,
this fat motherfucker.
By the end of the game or whatever, like the section's kind of cleared out a little bit. And the big fat guy that was sitting next to us, he jumped behind me during the game and was chirping in my ear most of the 4th quarter. And when the game ended, he jumped down in front of me, spit in my face, and threw the bones in my face.
Oh,
and
okay.
I said, and
you didn't throw a punch?
No.
Great.
Oh,
no.
I throw a punch right there. You spit at me? Where are we going?
You don't do things in enemy territory. But so I had my buddy Zach. He's like, "Come on, man! Like that's not, that's not freaking cool." Right. And there's this little kid there. He's with his family, and he's a little like Iowa fan. And like my buddy Zach goes over to him, and he's just like, "Hey, don't ever be like that fan." And so like, like I'm with a guy that is, rooting for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I would not say that the fans are respectful. And that's just a small example. I've been there on multiple occasions and multiple times we have chirping. But I was there. It wasn't the last time. The second to last time we beat them in Iowa City when it was Kenny Bell caught it in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. You don't have any stories like that, right? Nebraska fans treat you very well, even despite the black and gold.
Yeah. So my first ever college football game, I was in high school. It was when Nebraska was playing Iowa in Nebraska. And now this is my fault. I will admit I was wearing a Hawkeye jersey in the student section. So I was expecting to get stuff like banter. I don't care.
Sure.
I probably had a handful of like half-eaten hot dog, pizza, shooters, like thrown at me.
Oh.
And like, I didn't say anything because I was like, whatever. Like I'm with my friends, wouldn't be nice. Like they probably don't. And then like, this is when I was getting their ass kicked and we come back and win. So I after, turn around, like scream at the kids that were throwing stuff at me. And I didn't know they were all in a fraternity.
Oh,
So there was like 25 of them that were like, meet me outside. And I was like,
No.
nah.
What a lame way to go about that. Like, we instigated this, and now we want a 25 on one. That's a
I was
lame
like,
thing.
that is a frat thing to do, right, Connor?
No, we were actually very nice, thank you. Were the shooters they were they at least full, so you could like catch them and just fucking
No, they were
back.
like
Finish it.
empty fireball shooters with spit zins in them.
Nice.
Oh, that's just mean.
See,
So-
like,
If you're gonna throw a shooter to somebody, at least
But
make
like,
it
I don't
full.
like that. Like, that's just a part of the game. Like, I'm not gonna like bash a fan base for that. That's just the way it is. Like at people my age, we're gonna talk shit,
right.
Yeah.
and that's just how it is.
Well, I think there's a difference between like the banter, the talking shit, whatever, and then like actually throwing something at somebody. That's a very that's a
like
line.
if you're like 45, you're doing that shit. Stay the fuck home.
yeah.
Like that's unacceptable. Because like if you're with your kids,
Right.
like I have seen, like when I was at the Minnesota game this year with Iowa, like I saw a dad like full on like screaming at some Hawkeye fans just like because it was the end of the game or whatever. I'm like, he's with his like 6 or 7-year-old kid. I'm
You're
like,
an adult, dude.
what example are you setting for your kids? Like that's how you should watch football.
Well,
Like-
dude,
Right.
after the Texas and Washington game, I don't know if you guys saw that video of the Texas fan.
The one that pooped himself.
No, not
Oh.
that one. I didn't see that. I'd be
Oh,
curious
yeah.
to see that.
It was dirt.
But he was, sorry. He was like all these Washington players were running like down the sideline. He's like, "Come fight me!" The Texas fan, "Fight me? What? Shut the fuck up!"
Yeah, he's
And
yelling
he's
at
got his
players.
little kid, his son next to him.
Oh, I
like-
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
fight a 19, 20-year-old that's at the peak of his freaking athletic
Yeah.
prime?
First of all, the
When he-
Michigan fan.
and equipment on.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the Michigan fan, the dad and the son that stormed the field after they won the national championship
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were like arrested? And it's like, nothing like seeing your dad get thrown in handcuffs for doing something stupid. Like,
Right.
just be responsible fans.
Yeah.
You're like these are college athletes, guys. I know they're getting paid way more money than we ever will.
Yeah.
But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, they're still 18 to 22-year-olds. You
Right.
know, like,
you know what they're doing after this? They're going back to their dorm room or their apartment and they're going to play Xbox.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. They don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
It's okay to chirp, but just like have a brain.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Have a
even those
brain.
frat guys, like they see you, right? Nebraska loses, they blow it. It's like just tip your cap. Like if you're a Nebraska fan, just say, "Yeah,
Cool. I
Like-
get it. You probably were all drunk because it was a really cold game that year.
Yeah.
So like,
warm me up."
Yeah, I get it. But like, I didn't say anything the whole game. I just sat there, watched the game, kept my mouth shut. Because first of all, I'm the only one wearing black and yellow in the student section, so
Right.
I probably should just keep my mouth shut.
That's a good.
Yeah. That's
so just
has
don't
a
say
brain.
anything.
Has a brain.
And then like, don't stuff at me. Cool. Like, I'm like, I finally said something at the end of the game. It was done.
Yeah.
And then like, fight me. I'm like, well, I mean, like, I don't have 24 other people with me here. Like, I don't like. What do you want me to do? Get jumped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you take a 19-year-old's debit card? Sure, take my $50 I had at the time.
And guess what? And guess what, fellas? I was not the one that just beat you. I'm just
Yeah.
here to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of like we went to Minneapolis and we were sitting together and we were getting loud and boisterous. We were, as far as I remember, didn't talk to any other fans. Like we were just cheering, right? And then the gopher kick goes through the uprights. And we had Minnesota fans just staring at us.
You did fight the mascot pregame. I still have that video.
That is funny.
I will say Minnesota fans, from working a game for Nebraska and being at a game with Minnesota fans, they are probably some of like the worst fans.
Well, and I just
from my experience, I don't know if that's probably not all of them.
right. Of
So
course
then now-
not.
No.
But like the guy that was like mean mugging us and like, what? Like, yeah, we didn't deserve to win. Like,
Yeah.
now I'm quiet because we fucking lost.
You should be embarrassed this game was this close.
But during that game too, we were next to like that Minnesota fan that was like pretty knowledgeable,
Yeah.
like throughout the game, and he's like,
Yeah, he was super
There
cool.
was a guy, a Minnesota fan I sat next to the whole game, and we literally were just like talking about Jeff Sims.
"Yeah, that's
and
the guy
we
I'm
were
talking
just,
about."
yeah,
You were next.
we
to
were
him.
just going back and forth. And we
How
were
Jeff
just,
Sims was going to be great that year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be so good.
yeah, but like
so good at turning balls.
even when like everyone else is like up and screaming and stuff like that, like he was celebrating, but at no point did he turn towards me and was like, fuck you, like screaming in my face or anything. Like, it was more like once the game was over, they all celebrated and he's like, hey, good game, man. Hope you enjoy Minneapolis. Like,
yeah,
it was awesome.
Cool dude. There was only one fan that really, like, it sticks with me to this day, was when we were walking out of the stadium. I don't know if you guys remember this interaction. Was the one guy that walked up to us, all of us obviously in Husker gear, and just said, have a nice long drive home, you effing rednecks. Yeah. And I was like, you're from Minnesota. You're just snowy Nebraskans. Like, that's all you are. You're calling us rednecks? Like,
and one kid like ran by us and was like, better luck next year. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, we know that one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, even at Wisconsin, a few years ago, me and Mike were walking outside the stadium, and a Wisconsin fan goes, oh, maybe next year. I go, maybe not, or not.
We come to these games expecting to lose.
Yeah, we're having fun, man.
It's funny because they think that we're like so upset. Like, no, we expect to lose. If somehow we win, then we have like this whole new approach. But I haven't seen us win a road game in years, and I go every year.
You're the bad luck charm.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Because they lose at the home and away. So it doesn't really matter.
Thinking back, I don't know that I've ever seen a road win. I don't know that I've ever been at a road win.
I saw one in the big house.
That's sick.
I've seen 2 wins at Northwestern, and I've seen one at Iowa. But I have not. Ohio State, that was the worst ass whooping I've ever seen in person, 62-3.
Yeah.
I've watched us lose to Iowa a couple times.
Yeah.
Watched us lose to Minnesota a couple times.
If we're gonna name all the teams we've lost
Wisconsin,
this might take a while. Just hey, let them cook.
Watch us lose in week 0 on the hottest game of my life to Illinois.
Yep.
Get that Michigan.
Yep.
Gosh, the list goes on. I keep
it's just
going.
a blur.
I've been to 8 of the Big Ten stadiums, and I've seen Nebraska lose in almost all of them. So.
Yeah. I mean, at least like you've been to the stadium, so like that's something like I wish I could have done in college.
George said Jared Hall is the best one at that table.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Who's George?
George Drennan.
Who did you pay? Was that a TaskRabbit thing? Like $15 to comment?
Yeah.
And
hi, George. I'll see you tomorrow.
DJ K-Dub said, Jared, check your messages.
Yep, I saw that too. What's up, K-Dub? You hit me up. What's up?
Sliding in DMs.
Sliding in my DMs.
Okay, so let's put a bow on Iowa.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are there any fan experiences you guys want to?
No.
Any other?
Really.
Okay.
I met Caitlin Clark before. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh. Was she nice in person?
Clark,
yeah. So I was working in an Iowa game. It was actually about a year ago now for Big Ten, and I was down in Iowa City, and I didn't know how to get like into the media area. I was lost, and someone's like, "You need help," and it was Caitlin Clark. And so she walked me in the arena, and I was like,
"Thank you."
It's pretty badass.
Did you bow down to her? You say, "My queen."
I just said thank you. I was cold as shit.
That is the queen of Iowa City, right?
Okay. You get 10 chances starting at half court. Do you think you get one stop against Caitlin Clark? One.
We're starting at half court?
Yeah, half court.
Ooh.
You've got all this room to work with. Do you think you can stop her?
Yeah.
One time.
One time,
yeah.
One time, yeah.
I don't know. I think she would cross my ass up.
Nah.
I mean, I played basketball till I played basketball till I was 17. So
okay.
Yeah, you'd hold your own.
Yeah, I hold my own for the most part.
Hold your
Mike
own.
would
What
blow
does
his-
that mean?
Mike would blow his ankle up again.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I'd hold my own.
You guys I don't know. I feel like you guys are really flippant about that. Like
Caitlin
Clark would straight ball your ass up.
Yeah, I'm saying there's not a chance in hell I could stop her.
Ball your ass up and throw you in the trash.
Out of 10 chances, you don't think I would stop her one time?
Agree. Yeah, no, I don't think
You're
you
out
would.
of your fucking mind.
I don't think she's the best.
I weigh more than her.
The best
I'm
women's
like
college.
I'm her height. Like what?
She's the best women's college basketball player maybe ever.
Don't care.
You're greatly underestimating.
I'm not going 0 for 10. That's all I gotta say.
That girl will put you on skates and drop a 3 right on your head.
So I'm sitting like courtside just because I was like assisting this night, and they're playing Illinois. I remember this so vividly. Someone in Illinois has complained that she's like making these contested threes, and she says, "Double me, I dare you."
Right.
The coolest shit I've ever
Dog.
She comes down the court, calls an ISO. They double her. She makes it in their face and says, "Go fuck yourself," and then. Media timeout. I was like,
Yeah.
I hope I didn't ruin any of her NIL deals by saying that.
Right.
I think you helped her gain NIL deals by saying that.
Yeah, that's tight as shit.
If I was a company, I'd be like, I want that dog on my payroll.
Yep.
Hey, Humane Society reaching out immediately because she got that dog.
We did have somebody comment from Twitter.
Okay.
Road grading the pipeline. Husker fan. Wife. And then I think he might have tagged his wife. He said, I went to Oklahoma versus Nebraska in Lincoln. Husker fan called my wife a bad name. And then he said, completely unprovoked, Nebraska fans are not immune from doing crazy shit either. You are correct.
Yeah, you're correct.
Our fans are not the nicest ever either. You go near that student section, good luck, buddy.
Yeah,
That's
I would
all
say
I gotta say.
overwhelmingly, most fan bases are actually pretty level-headed.
Yeah, you'll find the bad ones, especially if you're looking for them.
Yeah.
If you go to a road game and you're trying to be that guy, you're trying to be that fan. Like that's when I said you're like, oh, did you punch him in the face? I'm like, no, because if I'm in enemy territory, I approach the situation like I'm in enemy territory. I'm one versus whatever else is there.
But that's after a guy spit in your face. I think that's a fair response.
Yeah, I had to tell Connor a couple times.
Connor was bad.
I was a little rowdy.
He was bad.
I was like,
you're the one that's going to have to get
I wasn't
hit in the
bad.
face.
Right.
You were bad.
I did it like 2 times.
I knew it'd be my luck that some guy would think it was me and just turn around and just pop me in the mouth.
Yeah. That's why I kept shifting seats with you.
Yeah.
Just keep them guessing.
Yes, listeners, throw it in the chat. We'll keep bringing this up throughout the episode. Experiences in enemy territories. Did you guys have any unique ones? Any weird interactions with opposing fan bases? Throw it in the chat.
Or good ones, I guess.
Good ones too.
Sure.
Yeah, who has good fans?
Yeah.
Because my experience in Minnesota is I always have a great time. I always go back every other year because I love their fans. Now,
even Ann Arbor.
We had a spectacular time.
Yeah.
So even Wisconsin, we had a good time. Sure. Like we've had good times.
Yeah, before the game, nobody said anything to us.
I just still think it's weird they say go big red.
Yeah,
Like,
they have signs up, guys.
Yeah, that say
like outside
Go Big
bars
Red.
with the Wisconsin W that says "Go Big Red" on it.
They're welcoming us to town.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nebraska. Go Big Red.
Yeah.
I
They're pretty permanent. They're pretty permanent. Okay.
I just want to touch on so the Chiefs. Of course they win. Of course,
Sure.
they play the Dolphins. They win 26-7. Now here's what I'll say, and you guys can disagree, whatever. I see Tua Tagovailoa. I go, okay. He played high school football in Hawaii. He played high school football, and then he played college football, in Alabama. Then he goes up to Kansas City and looks like he's never played a freaking game in his life. Cold weather.
Yep.
He is
Come on.
in games under 20 degrees. He is now 0-5
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Is he
His college record
is he
aside.
like 0-8 and under in games 16 under? 60 degrees and below?
Seriously?
I'm pretty sure I saw that stat.
Yeah.
That's
He likes things that are catered to him. Yes.
well, that is the argument with this bunched up playoff schedule, right? Is why is it that Miami is traveling to Kansas City when it's negative 27 degrees outside?
Because they had a higher seed.
Right.
Win more games.
Right. I mean, there really is. There's no excuse, right? Other than just you need to win more games. You need to do better during the regular season. But it's it's not total. You can't tell me it's totally fair.
Oh, it's totally fair.
I
Figure it out.
I think
man.
it's fair.
The Dolphins had a fast track to the 1 seed, and they pissed it down their legs.
Here's what I would say is we talk about the weather and Tua and all this other stuff. But I think the biggest factor in that game was L'Jarius Sneed shutting down Tyreek all game. And then
he did have a big touchdown, 70 yards. But
yeah, but for most of that game, L'Jarius Sneed was his daddy.
No, I'm not
jamming him. Dude, did you see? I saw it was called the Diabolical Jam. I mean, he put Tyreek on his ass before he even got to the line.
Tyreek quote tweeted him saying he sent my ass to Cancun.
Yeah.
He sent my ad to Cancun.
L'Jarius Sneed had a great game. So, I mean, sure, we can talk about, Tua and the weather and everything, but the Chiefs defense, the Chiefs they had an offense. I didn't know they had one before this game.
Oh, yeah.
And they, in all phases, looked pretty solid.
Got another comment in the chat. Just going to keep trying to touch on these throughout the episode. Someone just asked, what the hell is that Iowa trash I see? You're right. It is trash. We lost a bet. These are Iowa shirts with not so Iowa sayings. So, yeah, we are men of our word, and we're going to continue to wear these throughout the episode.
Yeah, so while it feels a little icky,
yes,
we are men of our word.
Yes. Bear with us. Say all the bad things you want about Iowa in the chat. We love that. Shout out Josh. Yeah, barf. I'm with you, Josh. I'm with you.
Dude.
Yeah, no one here is happy about wearing this.
No, I'm not.
Nebraska just won. No, yeah, Brandon's
I'm pretty happy about this right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Thumbs up.
Yes, it's terrible, but we'll get through it.
I think like the main point that I want to make with the whole Tua thing is, I think my main point is I want to discourage players, high school players that are very highly rated. I want to discourage them from going to Alabama. Come to Nebraska. We will prepare you. We got all kinds of weather.
Look outside.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's so freaking cold. Oh my God. My back kills from fucking shoveling.
Yeah.
My back is just disintegrating right now.
Get a
Like,
snowblower.
It hurts so bad.
You have particles.
So many particles.
Um,
My vertebrae is all fucked up.
yeah.
No, but I quit going to Alabama, guys. Alabama does not prepare you, okay? Nick Saban does not prepare you for the NFL.
He doesn't prepare anybody anymore, actually.
Look at
He's done now.
Kalen DeBoer is not going to prepare you.
Come play
Matt
Nebraska.
Rhule.
We will turn you into Superman. You'll play in 120 degrees and you'll play in 30 below.
Who was that?
We will turn you into Superman. You come play here.
Who was that dog that said, well, what are they going to do? Like in the NFL, are they going to say, oh, you can't go, can't play in this? What was that?
Was that the mayor of New York? They postponed that game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Soft.
That was Willis McGahee.
Yeah,
the fourth.
Yeah.
And his dad, Willis McGahee, former running back at the U, upside down. He was like, yeah, he said, yeah, they have all kinds of weather. Like if I'm going to get drafted by the Chiefs or the Bills, what am I going to say? No?
Yeah.
No, thanks. Like, no, come to Nebraska.
You can play football.
Yes.
That's all you're going to do.
This is football weather. I'm sorry. If it's cold, stay home.
Yeah.
But these guys are going to do their job.
So Kyle, when you said, it's not fair, like what degrees or what wind chill would be fair?
Well,
I mean, are we talking like we have to play in 55, 60 degrees?
Like this, no, this is like an extreme situation, right? You've got Bills fans out here literally digging to their seats.
Yeah, there was like 3 feet of snow on seats. Even we see it on the screen right now.
But like that's Pittsburgh, right? Like Pittsburgh versus the Bills. Like, sure, like they know that weather, right?
Yeah.
Like those guys play in that weather.
Yeah.
Miami, those guys are practicing. It's 65 degrees out, 65 to 85 degrees outside after December. And you're going up to Kansas City and it's negative 27 degrees.
Good.
So I actually have a very specific rebuttal for this exact game.
I can't wait to hear it.
Did you know there's a heating system underneath the Arrowhead field? So the field level was about 55 degrees?
No.
Yes, there is.
There is.
It's 9 inches below the field. It heats the field up to about 55 degrees on field level.
So 55 degrees has these guys' breaths being shown 6 feet from their body.
Well, the air temp, like I'm talking field level, but the air temp is still.
They're not landing on cement, is what he's saying.
Yeah,
right.
Like
That's
it's
not the problem.
The 27 below isn't what the temp is like for the players in the field.
Bull.
That's what I'm saying.
I will disagree with you.
It was a real thing. Like they actually implemented this like a couple of years ago.
No, because you're so low in the field.
Yeah.
You're getting all the warmth because also if you're like in the interior line, like you're close to everybody.
And honestly, I see Andy
Reid.
Actually,
Casey is it is a very specific example to like why that's a bad argument. Like if you go to Buffalo, that's not there.
No, that's because they can't because they had to stay out. They started at 12 o'clock last night shoveling the damn snow.
Yeah. But KC is like the one example where I can be like, okay, this is not the best example of
Are you saying they should do neutral sites?
Huh?
Like a neutral site game? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because you can't move it to Miami because then it's like
he's saying neutral site. Neutral site.
But you put a neutral site, so you played in like
what in a dome?
Yeah, played in Indy. They're never in the playoffs.
Here's my rebuttal to that. The home field advantage.
Yes,
you guys. That's
By
what
the Chiefs
teams.
fans.
That's what teams play for in the regular season, right? I feel like if you just do all these neutral site games, you're gonna lose the motivation. I know you're getting it's kind of tricky territory there, but I just feel like it would turn into like the freaking NBA or something. I hate the NBA. Nothing means anything in the NBA. That's why they had to do the in-season tournament,
which meant nothing either.
Like you have to act like it means something. I just feel like when you have home field advantage, it gives you an extra oomph to play for something.
Yeah.
Well, and Kansas City is notorious, and they're known for that home field advantage. Like that.
Right. You go to Lambeau Field or you go to Arrowhead, and it's like, okay, it's going to be cold as shit.
And that is a 12th man, and that is an advantage.
And as long as you play NFL games in January, like that's not going to change, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
And with and
that was my whole point.
I'm going to make a lot of people mad here, but the weather is getting more extreme because of things that we do as humans. It's not going to change.
No.
In January, guys, we're going to have wind chills of -30, like for a couple days.
Hey, add some layers, strap them up, and let's go.
I want to point out. Yeah. So I talked down on Indy. I want to be clear. I am a Colts fan. So me saying they're never in the playoffs, A, accurate, B, hurtful. But I want to give a shout out to Chiefs fans. That stadium was shockingly full.
It was full.
In ridiculously low temperatures. Those Chiefs fans are just built different.
So while the field is heated, the stands are not.
Correct.
No, the fans that braved the game, good for you.
You're insane.
I've done it at Husker games, though. I'm just saying, like, my seat was ice, and we went through it. And when we won, it was cool. When you lose, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mike's got season tickets.
Hey, in case you didn't know, if you're a first-time listener, I have season tickets.
I saw people at that Chiefs game trying to buy beers, and they were just exploding like the second they were pulled out. And at some point, I believe they had to stop selling beverages because like we can't do it.
Water
man.
bottles, like the minute they took them out the fridge,
Did you see the beer
just they'd explode and the water would freeze. So it's like
the fridge is keeping it warm.
Yeah,
you're gonna have Fireball and you're gonna stay warm, guys. Okay, suck it up.
Just drink liquor.
They go to tailgate in Kansas City. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Chiefs by any means, but like their tailgating, top notch.
Yeah,
they knew what they were doing.
They're making that new stadium. Like, because I've been to my dad's a Chiefs fan. I'm a Vikings fan. I went to like a few games in Kansas City. The tailgating is so cool.
I don't think they're moving.
No,
Arrowhead,
they're moving
just
the
the
Royals.
Royals.
But are they going to keep that parking lot there?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So-
they're just moving Kaufman.
Yeah,
Well,
take
I
that
don't know
back.
what they'll call the new one.
Yeah, whoever gives the most money, actually.
That's
Yeah.
sad. I'm not even a Royals fan, and that makes me sad.
I am a Royals fan, and I'm sad.
Ugh.
So I did
Oh,
put in
jeez.
here, and I don't know if it's on your agenda, but we did benefit from some transfer portals since we had our last episode.
Get it, King?
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm out of beer.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
What are we at on our time right now?
We are sitting at 42 minutes. So, yeah, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, top off our beers, and we will be right back.
how would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Oh, there we go.
Obviously, our producer has never listened to that all the way through to our breaks because that is a good one.
I love just looking, whenever we have guests, just looking at them to see what their reaction is to that. And most of the time, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, man. It's gold. It's gold. Okay, Mike, I know you wanted to touch on some of the transfer portal additions that Nebraska has gotten.
Yeah.
And last week we had touched on Mazuka. And guys, it is Mazuka.
It's not fair. It's not spelled that way.
I told you this.
I know.
And I have to say it for the pod. I went to the Florida Gators roster.
And they read it to you.
And I scrolled down to M and I clicked on the fucking speaker because whenever you have a player with a non-traditional, interesting last name, the player or a computer will tell you what it sounds like. And he said, Michael Mazuka, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I go, okay, thank you for clearing that up because your last name is weird as fuck.
Yeah.
It's spelled like Maskua.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's
not.
But it's Mazuka. And it's like bazooka with the
yes.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully he plays like a fucking bazooka.
I can't wait for the Mazuka bazooka.
Oh, yeah. I will say that learning like just now that he's from Philly makes so much more sense with that whole like 1950s. That makes so much more sense.
Put him up.
The Popeyes fighting stance.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Rich Incognito.
Dog.
So they had added. So they did get Jamal Banks.
They did get Jamal Banks.
Since we recorded last week, they got Jamal Banks, who figures to be wide receiver 1.
Big facts. That is big time.
Go on.
The guy's 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3". He has over 1,000 yards in his career.
Yep.
He's caught multiple touchdowns. I think he's at 8, I think, for his career. He's a go-to guy. It's gonna be a big time. We needed a veteran leadership, and we got 2 guys now.
Oh God, what do we got there?
Josh in the chat says Sue's first name was scrambled eggs for a minute back then.
Scrambled egg Sue.
There was a reason we called him Sue for quite some time.
There's a reason why when Nebraska went to Columbia, Missouri in 2009, Chris Fowler, when he was calling the game, didn't once say Ndamukong Suh. He would always say Mr. Sue. Mr. Sue.
Mr. Sue.
And I go, Chris Fowler, you are savvy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are clueless to say the last name, but you are savvy.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but
that was good. That was gold. Josh is a new commenter, man. Make sure you guys Josh, make sure you're following us.
He's dropping some dimes.
He's dropping some good comments in the chat.
Follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Keep the comments and everything in the chat. We are going to continue to read those throughout the episode. Jamal Banks.
Yeah.
Big time young receiving core. We needed a guy like that, and
60
to pair with Isaiah Nair. Like that is, we have guys, and like they're recruiting guys a very similar frame, big bodied guys that are going to go and help a true freshman quarterback. It'll make him look better.
I think, what was it, 2 weeks ago, we sat in that back room and we discussed where would you rather get the upgrade in the running back room. I think this might have been right after we got Dowdle, or maybe just before.
Just before.
And we said, would you rather have the upgrade in the running back room or the wide receiver room?
We got both.
And we don't have to have that discussion anymore.
Right.
We got them both.
Thank God.
Our clips did do some numbers, though. Us debating that, and they're like, linemen, check, got that. Receivers, check, got that twice. Running back, got that too. So they did work in the portal.
I saw some discourse too on our Twitter that was talking about, the O-line is trash. And, it must have been one of you two that was talking. It's like, you don't think this line improved year over year?
Jared.
Yeah, it was Jared. I agree. Is there still room for growth on that O-line? Absolutely. But if you're a program, no matter whether you're a 4-win Nebraska, a 5-win Nebraska, or a 12 or 14-0 Michigan, if you don't see room for growth at all in any of your units, you're wrong.
Not only that, you saw growth from guys who are returning. except for Ethan Piper, whole thing there.
Sure.
But you're adding a guy that had over 700 snaps playing for the best conference in America, the SEC, right?
Yeah, they don't play in the cold.
Yes, that's true.
That's fair.
Yeah, they wouldn't survive in
because Bazooka played at Baylor, not cold. Florida, not cold. So you know what? He saw Nebraska and said, Matt Rhule, they're going to prepare me.
I mean, he is from Pennsylvania.
I saw Tua play.
He is from Pennsylvania.
That's true.
So he does know what the cold looks like.
You're right.
Yeah.
He's not Tua, who was from Hawaii and then went to Alabama to Miami.
Again, you talk about the Bazooka. In 2 seasons, he's missed 2 games.
That's crazy.
One of them fighting.
Yeah. One of them, was a suspension.
Yeah.
He's going to be a huge addition. I don't understand why people are worried. Like, I understand being concerned that, we need the O-line to be better, but Bazooka's a great addition.
Josh said, I just want the line to change their diapers and be mean.
Yeah, I mean, that
change their diapers. And I certainly agree with the be
Ben
mean part.
Scott is the new Richie Incognito. We need that. I would disagree and say I think Ben Scott, he made dumbassery things.
Hey, Richie Incognito did dumbassery things too.
True, but
that's true.
You can't act like a dog after the play and shit. Mazzuca's gonna be that guy. I think Mazzuca's gonna be the enforcer. I think Richie was an enforcer. I think
attitude.
I think Ben Scott, the timeliness of it was insignificant plays too that he would.
It was against Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? If a guy hits your quarterback, go at him.
Sure,
but don't just push a guy late because you want to. That's just dumb. That's dumbassery.
You guys just got a 40-yard gain against Louisiana Tech. Let's not go after the whistle.
Yeah. Yes. Let's cool it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. I hope Richie Incognito routinely hosted O-line meetings at strip clubs. Bring that back.
Bring it back.
I'm down.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
Get the boys going.
Get them back in the boom boom room.
Is that against NIL? Is that not allowed?
I don't see why it would be.
There's strip clubs in Lincoln.
Strip clubs are a private establishment.
Yeah.
They can donate their money however they'd like.
Yeah.
And if they're taking care of my linemen,
listen,
get an NIL deal from Shakers.
If it'll bring back things that we did in the 90s. I mean, things we did in the 90s, guys. Woo.
Sell my soul to the devil.
My God.
People talk
did you know we were good in the 90s?
Oh, my God.
People talk about
and why? Because they went to the strip club every day instead of class.
People talk about in the 90s, they turned a blind eye to a lot of stuff. Brother, I can't see. I am not turning a blind eye. I'm good. I don't see shit. You guys do whatever you need. Just win me games.
Yes.
Yeah. Bob Devaney. There's many stories about Bob Devaney.
And we actually get to hear some of those coming up. Future episode, we are going to have Gary Saddlemeyer on the podcast. And that guy has some stories about Bob Devaney.
Listen, dude, sitting at the same table as Gary Saddlemeyer and Kent Pavelka, you're bound to just get these nuggets of just straight fire.
Yeah.
I think
their Japan story.
The Japan story is great.
Yeah.
I think sitting at that table, the discussions that we had with Saddlemeyer and Pavelka were more entertaining than the show itself.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool, to be able, we weren't even supposed to be at that table. We got moved there last minute.
Shout out Gorman.
Yeah, shout out Chris Gorman. And just hearing these guys talk about their incredible careers was so fun. What was that face?
Jared doesn't have work tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure anyway, sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. I finished up. I was just talking about
too cold.
Stories.
You're having a cold day?
Dude, I don't know.
Why is it so soft? We had to stay extra in high school. We had to stay till June.
It could be late start, guys. It could be late start. I don't know.
I remember walking to school
call?
uphill both ways through 4 feet of snow every day.
All right, Grandpa.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah. When Brandon was in school, they had remote learning days because he's that fucking young.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
No, I was
He's a COVID.
I'm a COVID kid.
Yeah, COVID kid. There you go.
So they started that after me. Everything was cool after me. They upgraded the basketball jerseys. They got a state-of-the-art facility.
What high school?
They said
you went to Papio, right? Yeah.
So
Mr. Hall.
Well, I can attest to this. We all had meetings. We said Tiedemann's gone. We can wait. We can do stuff now.
Hold on. Wait. Did you actually teach him?
Yeah. He was one of, so this is actually
environmental
really funny.
science.
Yeah. So Jared was one of my teachers in high school, and like I actually like got along with him really well. I wasn't like a bad kid, but like I could actually like talk to him about stuff that didn't pertain to school.
You were one of those like upperclassmen.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can do that with high schoolers. You can talk about stuff without going over the line, of
like
course.
boom rooms.
Yeah, we don't discuss strip clubs.
Damn it. But like that's kind of funny how like I'm full circle, like I'm here now. Like because when I first started, I heard that it was when you guys were at the live show for Pipeline, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking
That's
about.
when I first met all you guys. I was like,
What's up, Mr. Hall?
I did look a lot different in high school. I had my hair buzzed. Don't know why.
You probably
Really
had like some
questionable.
like serial killer vibes, I think, with those shaved heads.
No.
It was super short
He has
hair.
serial killer vibes now.
No.
I think you look great.
He looks
Thank you.
he looks
Thank you.
clean now.
But this is like cool full circle moment for me.
Hell
I'd say.
yeah.
When you saw him at Hurrdat, did you call him Mr. Hall?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I did.
That's actually
And I
hilarious.
said, that's right.
Yeah.
Josh
Say
says
my name.
Josh says
Like
if
Walter
I was a teacher, each class would start a lesson with why Nebraska is better than Iowa.
As
Like,
a
you
singular
were a
program.
program.
You know, like like the future education and everything, that's in your hands. You could brainwash them into loving Nebraska.
Well, and here's the thing, right? And we can like kind of use this as like talking about the wide receiver room. Getting Jamal Banks was so key, you know, especially they get Nair from Texas, who put up numbers at Wyoming before.
Yep.
But like I said last week, is kind of one of those cases that you just don't know where he's at, either physically or mentally. You know, when you're out of the game for a few years, when you get passed up the depth chart,
Xavier Betts,
Omar Manning, I said,
Yeah.
but yes,
Yeah.
like cases like that. You hope that change of scenery, new coaching staff. You know, we've said this about so many players in the past. Like, what
Yeah.
if they just get a new opportunity, a new open door? It allows them to flourish. But no, but
hasn't
then
really
you,
happened.
it hasn't.
But like seriously, like, if you
No.
look back,
This is the offseason hopeful.
the Jared version.
Yeah. I mean, so going through like Omar Manning, Xavier Betts, hell, we could talk about O'Shawn Mathis. Like,
Yeah.
Mathis
Yeah.
did not have
Another
a great season. Like,
flake.
yeah. While these additions on paper look great, cautious optimism.
But the thing, like I say Nair, but then they add Banks,
Banks.
who has a more proven track record.
Yes. Power 5 proven track.
Right.
Yeah.
And this increases the depth of that wide receiver room. It gives you I think it's safe to say he's like a reliable, right?
He's not going to take the top off of it, but he's going to be like like the Billy Kemp that he was supposed to be this year was like lots of targets, going to go at you 6 yards, going to go at you that first down if you need it.
He's going to be 7 inches taller.
Yes. That
Yeah.
helps
Yeah.
That might
too.
help.
That helps
damn, he's
too.
5'8".
Yeah.
Right? Isn't he? I think he might be.
Oh shit. That's funny.
But how tall is Billy Kemp, though?
He said
That was the
5'1".
joke.
Yeah. I know.
I
Isn't
think
he
Billy
5'8"?
Kemp was like 5'7",
Shit.
5'8".
We got to be careful because we might have him on.
No,
So we
Billy.
got to be careful.
I'm not dogging Billy Kemp. Billy Kemp's a great player.
He's short.
Short.
But no, Dylan Raiola, true freshman, needs a security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was a very valuable addition that was needed. Like Nair, cool. But Banks, cherry on top, like these additions that they've made, whether it's Mazuka, Banks, Stephon Thompson, linebacker, these are all guys that are going to start. These aren't like, maybe these are going to be your starters. Like they've gone into the portal knowing what they need.
Yep.
And they've gotten these guys. It's very encouraging.
I think I saw, is it 75 like new players since Rhule took over? I mean, this is an overhaul of this program and hopefully for the better. I mean, we've seen teams do this and not succeed with this, but it looks like the additions that Nebraska is getting are both valuable and good culture fits. And I think that's the second part of that is, I think, arguably the most important. Because you're not going to go pull a guy out of the portal just because he's in there. Like, he's got to be talented. We know that.
Yeah.
But what I look at, and the one that I know we shit on all the time, is Coach Prime out in Colorado. A lot of those guys are not. Yeah, a lot of those guys are not good culture fits. And granted, I don't know that the culture there is good. So
I think they fit the culture perfect.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Misfits.
Yeah, they're misfits.
Yeah, but I think Matt Rhule, we've talked about a lot of times, is he a salesman or a coach? And I think he's both. And I think he knows what he wants. And the guys that are buying in are the guys that we want here.
And that's good for you guys because you're going to have guys you want to develop. That's what something like I feel like Nebraska hasn't had in so long is you have to give guys time to develop.
Yeah.
And you guys are finally getting a coach that has outright said multiple times, I want guys to develop. I don't want a quarterback for 2 years. He wants to build an offense, a defense around young guys so that when they get to their third year, the chemistry is off the wall.
Yeah.
That's been Rhule's bread and butter at his introductory press conference. That's been the word, the D word, development.
Yeah, he's got a big D.
Speaking of building around a young guy, a guy who is coming to Nebraska, Dylan Raiola.
Yep.
We do have a comment/question in the chat. He says, does Dylan flip anyone on a NIL?
National letter of intent.
Yeah.
NLI
this week. I mean, maybe he's playing at an all-star game. There are guys playing in that all-star game, the Polynesian Bowl, that have not signed their national letter of intent yet. So, I mean, it's always a possibility. Dylan is one of our best recruiters. Like Jamal Banks does not come here if Dylan Raiola is not the quarterback. Dowdell definitely does not come here. He takes his commitment photo with jumping over Dylan Raiola. You know,
like, it's one of those things where it's like you wish in a perfect world that Raiola would have been on board
earlier
for like months.
Yes. Yeah.
So you could
capitalize,
get more guys.
Yes.
But yes, you're right. With these transfers, these guys don't come without him.
Yes.
What did we talk about last week? The ripple.
Yeah.
Raiola's
Raiola
here.
ripple?
The Raiola ripple. So now you've got Raiola and guys like Dowdle, like Banks are starting to come in. And what is that? It's creating smaller ripples on the like exterior here that other players are seeing this and they're like, oh shit, there might actually be something going on in Nebraska. It is just a circle where you get one player and it comes back around and it keeps going. And
Michael, do it. It's like a circle.
It's like a circle.
It's like a circle.
Not a triangle. The triangle has corners.
It's like a circle. That's from Chicken Leg.
But that's what you guys have needed for so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's cool for me to see. Like that's as someone that works in the media, do you know how much better your job is?
Yes.
When the football, do you know how much I'm looking at the camera? You know how much easier it is for your job when the team is good that you're covering? Like it makes work cooler, better, like way more fun because you're cheering on a team that is potentially be able to do something.
Yes.
And all you crazy ass Nebraska fans, I would really like if that happened so that I didn't have to have holes in my rental home.
Yeah.
Go Big Red. Go Big Red.
So you don't get half empty shit thrown at you. You know what? Dogs and fireball.
That is such a good point. Okay, so the narrative is like you can't be a fan and you can't be in the media and like do your job appropriately if you dabble in both.
Sure.
But I'll tell you, watching the women's volleyball team for like week in, week out, like I covered their whole tournament run. I covered every match except for one. But I covered every tournament match. I went down to Tampa. Like it was a blast just watching them play. Like I was enjoying it. Everything was good. Everything was fun. And then like this year I covered 3 Nebraska football games. Lost all 3. And you know how shitty that is?
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine it's fun.
Like your job really is so much easier and so much more enjoyable when the teams that you cover them for a reason. Most people. I'm a fan. Like I live here and I cover them. And it's like your job is so much more enjoyable when you are successful.
Especially like in post-production, like when you're having to relive this stuff and you have to edit all this stuff that you were talking about.
Right.
And they lose.
Even a podcast.
Yes, even a podcast. Like I have to go back and relive us reliving the game. So not only do we sit here on a Monday, we have to think about all the things I felt during that game when we lose and lose and lose again. But then I have to go home and edit that and listen to myself relive another loss. Dude. So I take 3 L's a week, guys.
Editing my NBNR roller coaster live reaction to the Wisconsin game.
Oh yeah,
fucking painful,
dude.
So like I imagine you go to Memorial Stadium. I'm sure like during game days, you guys go to the stadium. You guys get there real early, and you leave late. And it's like, fuck, they lost again. Jesus, come on.
Dude, it really is like up in the press box, and you can see everybody up there. Like, everybody will tell you, no, I can't be a fan. I'm a journalist.
Right.
Well, you're not a journalist, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm not, but I'm just saying, up in the press box, you go up, you get all your gear, you're all sitting there, everybody's all quiet.
Yeah.
And you can just feel it. Everyone in there.
I think that is the dumbest thing you can say.
Yeah.
As a media person, saying you can't be a fan of the team you're covering. I grew up with Creighton basketball. I know this is a Nebraska podcast. I understand that. I'm sorry. But I grew up going to the Creighton basketball camp. And in high school, or college, I would be at games working this for the arena. So, it's a little different, but doing it as your own where I have full creative control. That was my dream come true. And people saying you can't be a fan of a team, if you're covering them, you have bias. Yeah. That makes you want to do your job better. I wish people would realize that you do your job better if you care about the team and the players that are there.
I saw your Instagram post of when you were a kid, and was it on a piece of paper?
Yeah. So I had I used to want to be a movie director.
Yeah.
So I had a Pixar director thing. It was career day or whatever in fucking 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to do any. I've only wanted to do media my whole life. There was never any other option. There was nothing else I wanted to do in my life besides media.
Favorite movie or director?
My favorite director is Steven Spielberg. I did 5 projects on him in elementary school. So pretty much I just did the same thing every year. I kept it for the next year.
Work smarter.
Favorite Spielberg movie?
Mine?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
I was thinking Jaws.
Jurassic Park was my shit growing up. But go on, sorry.
But that's why I just don't like that narrative that people put out that you can't be a fan of the team you're covering, because obviously you're covering that team for a reason. That's just the way it is. You're not going to go apply for a job working somewhere if you don't at least have some interest or intrigue in that team.
I feel like you are less biased when you are covering a team because you can be more critical because you know more about that team.
Right.
So, for instance, Nebraska goes to Iowa City and plays basketball, or what we thought they were doing on the court that night.
It was technically basketball.
Yeah,
we all knew they were going to freaking lose that game.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to happen. They go to Iowa City and they piss down their leg, right?
Of course.
Somebody that does not cover Nebraska basketball doesn't understand this team, the dynamic, how long, the shit we've been through. They don't get it. They don't get it. So they can't speak on it.
Right.
So I don't know. I see what you're saying though. It's just
well,
yeah, you got to have some skin in it, man.
When sports are if you look at all the sports writers that cover Nebraska, they went to the university, they grew up here, they have a rooted interest. Even if they're supposed to be unbiased, they also know the context, like you're saying, Mike, behind Husker fans' struggles, and they're able to when they write stories or cover the team, they kind of have that lens where they can relate to the experiences of the average Nebraska fan because they kind of are one themselves. I know we're going to name names, whatever. Stan McEwen, he's been covering Husker sports for so long. He grew up here. He knows what good football looks like. Tom Chattel knows what good football looks like. He knows what Husker fans have been through. So being a neutral person, you've had neutral people come into the Nebraska media market, but I don't know why, but they just don't last long.
They do
I don't
not at
know.
all.
They're on to the next job, which was probably their dream job because that's their favorite team. So they come here for a year, then they leave to cover their favorite team.
Yeah.
I know.
If you're an announcer, that's where I think don't have bias.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's right. Chris Collinsworth stopped covering Chiefs games.
Yeah.
What does he have? Pat Mahomes'
it could not
bag in his mouth?
Yeah. I'm not going to get into it, whatever.
Chris did play for the Bengals.
Right.
So, but yeah, he does have Mahomes' right nut in his cheek. But
his bag in his mouth.
We did have somebody comment in the chat again. Just want to remind people that are tuning in later to this episode. Yes, we are wearing Iowa type gear.
We are men of our word.
We lost a bet. And
to our guest, Brandon.
Yes, to our guest, Brandon, who is wearing an Iowa shirt. So, yes, we are wearing Iowa stuff. You do not have to cancel us because this will never happen again.
Yeah.
Because Nebraska's never going to lose Iowa again. So we're good. We're never going to lose again.
I guess the next question is like, what's the next bet then?
Well,
what do we have him do? Is it still the tat?
The tat's got to be a thing because I just want somebody to get it, and I don't have tattoos.
I'll do the tat. I don't care.
He'll just do it regardless.
So that means we have to be bigger. Like the shirts.
Yeah. Well, Connor did say he was going to get a tat, and he bailed out, and now we're all wearing shirts. Because
I could replay the audio.
I didn't bail out.
You have
That got
did
revised. that bet got revised. I didn't bail on tattoo.
Who revised it?
Revised is
It
a
was
fancy
done on
word.
the episode.
Revised is a fancy word for renege.
Honestly, I haven't gotten a tattoo in a while. If someone pays for an NBNR tattoo, I will go get one because it's been a long time.
Hey, that's like
shit.
That's like $80. I'll drop 20 on that.
That's king shit.
You know how funny that would be just for socials? People would be like, why does this guy have a logo on him? I'm like, I'm dedicated. I'm a producer, bitch.
Yeah, get there.
And when you're 80 years old, I produced that podcast.
I'm their producer.
Brandon's our groupie. That's why.
Yeah.
Like that, what your hat design is.
Yeah.
That's if I were to get a tat, I would just get that. It's simple. It's the state outline, right?
Yep.
I've lived in Nebraska my whole life. You got the NBNR, you got the corn.
You're good.
That's what I would get. Just get an outline of the state with that.
Yep.
We do have a comment in the chat from Frozen Beers again.
With the Z?
With the Z, of course. He said, could this offensive line earn their own nickname this year? And what would you name it?
Oh, well, someone said something about diapers before.
Yeah.
The diaper changes? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, obviously, we can't do pipeline. We can't do that.
Because
that's off the table.
The pipeline, they
Right.
were not fans of that. Like the current.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They were salty.
They were salty. Yeah.
Like, there's only
Nate
one.
said if there was a super chat, I'd throw money in for that tattoo. Nate, you can throw money in that for that tattoo. We would gladly take donations to get our producer an NBNR tattoo.
Should we make
An
a bet
Iowa
on
fan.
the podcast that if it gets a certain amount of likes on YouTube or something, then I get the tattoo?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We'll do it. Like
what do you want the
amount of
number set at?
impressions, maybe? What do you
This
No.
is your guys. You're
No,
running
let's
the
do
show.
YouTube likes.
No,
YouTube likes?
let's say this. Let's say this. If we gain, where are we at right now for subscribers?
On YouTube.
On YouTube?
350.
I can tell you.
350-ish.
Give me the hottest second of all time.
Because this is permanent on Brandon's body.
Yeah.
So we should probably make this pretty steep.
Make it worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
like we've stated that our goal is to get to 1,000.
Yeah.
Eventually this year.
Yeah.
Like
24.
do we say 500?
Okay,
That's a lot.
500 by the end of February.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's what are we at?
No, I
Okay, we are at 348 subscribers. I think if we could,
I would say at
what if we get to 400?
No.
That's 70
What?
more.
No.
That's a lot.
No.
Look, if you post a clip of this and Brandon's like, I'm gonna get a tattoo on my body if these guys get 70 subscribers.
Let's say we wanted 1,000 subscribers by the end of 24.
Indeed.
Yeah.
When we touch 1,000, Brandon gets a tattoo. When we touch 1,000 by the end of this year, we don't have to do this tomorrow.
That's
Right,
true.
right.
Yeah.
Well, are you down for 1,000 followers on YouTube?
Yeah, if you guys get
Subscribers?
On the thigh.
on the thigh.
Is it the thigh?
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
I
do
thought
the
it was
thigh.
gonna be like a forehead or something.
I have to keep a job.
Media people love that stuff.
Yeah. When you get it, win because we're gonna hit 1,000.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
videotaping.
Is it gonna be this logo or is
Or
it gonna
is
be
it gonna be
that?
this one?
Like what do
just
you
something
thinking?
little. Like you could do letters. NBNR.
You could do NBNR
Yeah.
like just this
I'll give
without
you a
all that
prison
other
tat.
stuff.
Give me a prison tat.
I'll
Yeah.
give you a prison
I have
tat.
one prison tat already. We're not going to say where it's at.
Oh no.
Now I'm very intrigued. When the mics go off, I'm asking.
Okay. I'll do the NBNR with the corn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We love it.
All right. 1,000 YouTube
You know what?
subscribers.
So the
Hey,
people
how about
watching.
this? How about this? Let's up the stakes.
Oh no.
Mike.
You
What?
getting it with me?
Mike.
What?
We hit 1,000. We all get it.
It's a milestone.
No.
Hey,
We all
1,000. We all get it.
You can hide it.
That,
I'm
I
in.
mean, I would get that
I'm in.
right there.
At
It can-
one-
Mike,
at
it can be
1,000,
this
I'm
big.
in.
on my thigh.
Dude, I would cry like a little bitch.
No, it's
No,
not
you
bad.
wouldn't.
No,
Dude, it's not that
I've got
bad.
I have a tattoo around my knee. You'll be fine.
You
Yeah.
sound like two
I
out
also
in
have a
Kansas
tattoo on my
City.
knee. It's not that
I
bad.
can't do
We'll
it.
see.
Dude, it'll be like 15 minutes.
We'll
it's
see.
not that bad.
Mike,
All right.
if I do it, you're doing it because I don't have a tat
Hey.
either.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we saying right at this
See,
moment,
these
at
guys
1,000
have
YouTube
tattoos.
subscribers, at 1,000 YouTube subscribers, we're all doing it.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. there
I
it
am your
is.
producer.
Mike,
Yeah.
We'll see.
God, you're a bitch.
Mike's in. Mike's in. He doesn't get to say no.
Yeah.
I didn't know the B and NBNR stand for bitch.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't. we would do it in the least painful spot for you. If
Yeah, you don't have to do
Right
it
above the
anytime.
knee.
No,
No, there's like
no.
nothing there.
Right above the knee. Kinda
That's
hurts,
really
but-
that hurts a lot.
Yeah, that's
No,
where
not on the
mine
knee.
is. No, yeah,
On the
no,
thigh.
Regardless.
Yeah, no, it still hurts. That's where
Still
mine
hurts.
is. Yeah.
They all hurt.
It's not that bad.
For a little bit. And
Kyle's got him on the inside of his arm, and he's fine.
Yeah,
Watchers.
And
Where
that
should we
hurt like
get
a
it?
bitch. I asked him. He told me that hurt like
Yeah.
a son of a.
Oh, guess what?
Dude, you got it's so there's like it's all just flappy skin there.
Dude, look, this inside part here is not done for a reason.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, you heard it here first. 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Everyone at this table is getting an NBNR tattoo.
Like these, like they don't hurt bad because it's like it's on your arm. Like obviously it's gonna hurt on the bone a little bit. And then,
Yeah,
like,
that's.
these
I'm
hurt.
not doing anything here. That's
Right.
never going
That's
to
fine.
happen.
You can put it up here. I mean,
Yeah.
don't put on your nipples. That's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, back to frozen beers.
Yeah.
The nickname
said
for the offensive.
The nickname for the offensive line. If you could give a nickname for the offensive line, and is this if they? He says that if they earn their own, so it could be good or bad.
Mm. Well, I think it would have to like maybe this like would take away from them a little bit, but with them getting Raiola, like is it the Raiola rollers, the just something because like
The Raiola road graders.
So, okay.
let's not lie because
This is-
Dylan Raiola is a big part of this. Okay,
Yeah.
like come on, he's the number one. He's the best recruit we've ever gotten. It's got to be something about around that.
Raiola's roadblock.
I like that.
Raiola's
So,
roadblock.
It's funny that you went with roller and you went with road grader because the two things that were in my mind were steamrollers. I was going to say Mannheim steamrollers, but I'm pretty sure there's probably like a trademark issue there.
Probably.
And then road grader was the next one, but I think I like Raiola roadblock better.
Because and
Put it on a shirt.
what's the offensive line coach's name?
Raiola.
Hey, that's like two.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on,
It works.
come on.
All right. Yeah.
Raiola's
Raiola
something-
roadblock. Yeah.
Roadblock, road graders,
And
the
that works.
rollers.
That goes both positive and negative. If they're playing bad, well, it's a roadblock. That's why Raiola's not throwing it.
They rolled over.
It goes both ways.
What about the Ferocious Five?
The ferocious.
Ooh.
Yeah, this come from the guy that won't get a tattoo.
Hey,
That's funny.
I don't know. I was
That
thinking
sounds
of
like a
five.
really bad Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah. And guess what? They might be
With-
really
starring,
good or really bad.
starring Len Kiesel
Yeah.
and the CGI Paul Walker.
Nate says the manhandling steamrollies.
Well, Mannheim, manhandling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
steam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
We got
doesn't
some
sound
time
bad.
to sit on it.
So
Yeah.
how about Great Value Pipeline?
Yeah.
Sam's
Kirkland.
Club. Yeah, Kirkland.
Kirkland Signature Pipeline.
The Kirkland Crushers.
Well, yeah, it's like the Dr. Thunder instead of the Dr. Pepper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dr. Thunder pipeline. Something like that. But they
Okay.
listen, they have to be good first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I think the Raiola roadblock works so well.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's still accurate.
Yeah.
This gave you guys an NIL idea.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to make fun of the Dallas Cowboys?
Haha, that's funny. Okay, so the Dallas Cowboys are the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Go on.
They were good in the 70s. They were good in the 90s. Hey, guys, did you know that Nebraska was good in the 90s?
Did you guys know that?
And they haven't done shit since. Same fan base, high
Yeah.
expectations,
People make fun
loud
of them.
fan base.
People make fun of us.
Yeah,
Again,
lovable losers.
I addressed this before the episode, and I don't think that the Cowboys are the Huskers for one big reason. The Cowboys make the playoffs. We don't make bowl games. Like, sure, the Cowboys lose in the first round every goddamn year.
Right.
It's actually incredible. I think out of their last 18 playoff appearances, I think it's like 14 losses in the wild card round. Hilarious.
But losing at home. But
Yeah.
they were like 16-0 at home.
Not just losing, but
They were favored by 10.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, like we're talking about home field advantage again. You're at home.
right.
You have people
70 degrees in a dome.
You have people sprinting into your stadium 3 hours before the game, and you lose to the Packers.
Okay.
I can't say anything about Vikings fan. We lose to them a lot.
Dude,
but
Jordan Love might actually be sick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jordan Love might actually be sick.
I thought No way in hell.
We all said, I mean, not we all, but me and
Jared
Mike, I know for sure.
Yeah.
Like, we were not Jordan Love believers.
We're
but
like,
it's like,
I'm
damn.
like, you think that if you get rid of a Hall of Fame quarterback, that things are going to get better?
It happened the last time too.
And
but it happened
Shit,
the
it's
last
not supposed to happen
Lightning
again. Lightning does not strike fucking twice.
The Packer system
Or
is
3 times, for
get-
God's sakes.
The Packer system is get a Hall of Fame quarterback. When he starts to age, trade him to the Jets. The guy that was behind him is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. When he starts to age, you trade him to the Jets.
Yeah.
And the guy behind him is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's just happening over and over. It's not fair.
Brett Favre was a Viking. Brett Favre was a Viking. Sometimes they go to the Vikings too.
Yeah.
They go to the Jets first, and then they decide they're going to retire again, and they go to the Vikings.
So in 2024. So in 2039.
Yep.
Jordan Love will be going to the Jets, and the Jets are just going to be like, sure.
Of course you're going to take
They'll
it.
get 8 minutes out of him, and then it's...
Yeah. 8 minutes is generous. Yeah. Do you think Vegas has a line right now for Jordan Love's next team to the Jets? Because I would bet that future right now. Just throw $20 on it to win like $5 million. He will be a Jet when he leaves the Packers.
Ridiculous.
It's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, and I hate to like say this, but after the Dallas Cowboys game, what's the first thing that I did?
You texted
Celebrate?
Tobias.
I went on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And he saw Stephen A. Smith.
I looked up Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah,
dude. I had like, he's so funny, dude. Like, that's his thing. Like,
wait, you didn't look up Skip Bayless throwing his jerseys?
You realize that Stephen A. picked the Cowboys to win, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, it just his community. Like, he's got the camera. It turns over. He looks at it. I told you. I done told you.
But he did it. He picked the Cowboys to win.
What?
I don't know. Just the way he does it.
Stephen A. hating the Cowboys is hilarious. What I find funnier is Skip Bayless loving the Cowboys and like making his wife film the video every week of him throwing his jerseys.
The same jersey.
And you know he's digging those jerseys out.
Of course.
And it's
Why? He's got more money. He doesn't care.
What's even funnier is the fact that he has an automatic trash can, and every week it fucks with him. And he's like trying to open it and throw his jersey, and he has to sit there and like fumble with it, and finally throws it. And he's like, I'm done. And then the second that video ends, you know he's grabbing it out and hanging it right back up in his closet.
Yeah.
Content
is
content.
a dork.
Yes, he knows what he's doing. This is not a Dallas Cowboys podcast.
No, but
it is not. It is funny.
But it is the NFL playoffs, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody go around the table. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Actually, no. Sorry. Who? I don't know how we want to do this.
Who won? Did the Bills win or the Steelers?
The Bills won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That increases the chances of the Ravens winning because the Ravens can't beat the fucking Steelers for shit.
I hate because can we all agree that we know who Jared's going to say?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say the Ravens, but
so I say this with no pleasure that the Super Bowl will be the 49ers and the Ravens, and the Ravens will win by like between 8 to 10 points. It won't be a one score game.
Why doesn't that give you any pleasure?
Because I hate you.
It should give you a lot of pleasure.
So,
well, yeah, because
speaking
the Colts
of
did beat the
pleasure,
Ravens this year. So.
I don't know how you think about this or how you feel about it, but the Bucks are currently up 10-0 on the Eagles. So,
Brandon, you brought this up. Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I said that either the Eagles are going to stomp the Bucks or it's going to be a 3-point victory for the Bucks. That's my prediction for the game. Just because of the way I think Eagles coach, he's done after this year.
You think Sirianni's done?
He's done.
And Bill Belichick.
Mike McCarthy will be fired by Friday.
Yep.
So do you think Sirianni's going to get fired or is he just going to be done?
I think
he's going to get fired.
That's crazy.
Why would you fire Sirianni? I don't understand that argument.
Fickleness.
No.
NFL teams are fickle.
But here's the thing with Philadelphia. They've had all these teams in the playoffs and in championships, and they haven't won them.
Right.
So it's just it's the Philadelphia syndrome.
Dude, even with Andy Reid, they couldn't win shit.
It's just one of those things where there's like the Oma Dome for when there's snow.
Yeah, right.
They have
there's a dome.
Well, I mean, they won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
They won with Folesy.
Yeah.
Sirianni was coaching there at that time, right?
No, he wasn't.
No, who?
Doug Peterson.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, I mean, the only, like, just the way that the media is talking right now and, like, insiders are saying, like, just based off this game, the only way he keeps his job is if they go to the Super Bowl. I think that's the only way he keeps his job. I think it's been set stone, done, that he's going to be fired by the end of the year because with the, I mean, A.J. Brown is just,
he's done.
He's
like,
checked out.
He has his Like there's
He
a
hurt
picture.
himself,
There's a picture. He was at a fight on Saturday night,
yeah.
and he just looked like sad. He just stood like this.
Dude, the way the Eagles have free fall, it's like, whoa.
They fell off quick.
Is it because of Jason Kelsey's podcast with his brother? Maybe
Taylor Swift's fault. That's who I was.
Yeah, I
talking
like
about.
Taylor Swift. Okay,
Can
can we talk
it's like
about
a ripple.
Really quick, I want to call my shot.
Mm.
Let's say Sirianni does get fired. 2024
Belichick.
season starts. Tennessee Titans head coach Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, and then Bill Belichick goes to the Eagles.
Yeah, Bill Belichick goes to
Bill
the Eagles
Belly
or the
is
Cowboys.
done.
No, he's not.
Bill
No,
Belly's
he's not.
done.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
He's not done.
No.
He was forced to leave the Patriots. I don't care.
No,
what
I'm
anyone
aware.
says.
Okay, so
No, I
Belichick.
agree, but I think he's just done.
Eagles or Cowboys
He's
for Belichick.
72.
Don't matter.
He's gonna go if you're the Eagles right now, you lose tonight. You fire Sirianni in the morning. You call Bill Belichick and he comes to play in the afternoon.
It's like, hey, we have Jalen Hurts, right? You could sell the Hurts factor.
Yep.
He needs a quarterback, obviously.
He has to have a quarterback.
It's because I'm not an Eagles fan.
And that defense with
So-
Bill Belichick,
Because people are going to be up for contracts this year. My other prediction is Stephon Diggs is going to ask for a trade at the end of the season.
oh, that's not even
It's to the
bold.
Colts.
That's too bad.
That's
I
not where he
mean-
wants to go.
Sorry.
So no one wants to go.
No, Diggs wants to win a championship, so he'll take a vet minimum if
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and him are together with Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He's going to roll those dice if that's what happens. I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud, but I think Sirianni is going to be gone by the end of the season. Belichick, I don't know why Mike Vrabel talked about wanting to be a Patriot because he wasn't going to get hired there. That was dumb.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why the Titans fired Vrabel.
That was
Because
dumb.
of his comments when he went back and was in the Hall of Fame. With
Yeah,
the Patriots.
yeah, sure, but like you can't shit on the guy for like being inducted into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I just thought that was a really wild move too, because they're shipping Henry after the season. Like Henry's gone out
Yeah.
of Tennessee.
Yeah.
So then the Patriots hire Vrabel then?
No, the
he's not.
Patriot. No, they straight up said that he's not in the running.
No, they already hired Gerard Mayo.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyways,
so-
this is not an NFL podcast.
clearly.
Let's
Who wins the Super Bowl?
Ravens.
Niners.
Niners.
I mean, Lamar needs this fucking Super Bowl. Lamar needs to like finally shut these people up. Come on, Lamar.
That's a Ravens.
Ravens.
That's a Ravens.
Yes.
Niners.
Okay.
So you got Ravens, Niners.
And we'll see if they even make it to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Right, we're gonna be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at a good point of the show. Let's flip it over to Brandon. Kind of talk about yourself a little bit. What you obviously work for Herd at
You
Sports.
produce for us.
You produce the best podcast on the Herd at Sports Network. No knock on anybody else, but we are the best.
We're
He's not
biased.
denying it.
Yeah,
We're biased.
He's
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Yes, exactly.
Agreeing.
He could have shut me down. He didn't. Talk about yourself. Talk about your journey, and then do you think Iowa is going to beat Nebraska next year? So
I'll do the easy answer first. I think actually I was going to get stomped next year by Nebraska.
wow.
Just being honest. I'm not a delusional
Which means it's
Hawkeye
not going to
fan.
happen.
I just
God
don't
damn
think it's going to. I didn't think we're going to win this year, if I'm being honest. More and more through the season, that was like, nope, we're not winning. But
They find
No.
a way.
There was like a minute 58 where I thought we were going to win too.
that's a Kyle, I'm pretty sure. I was like, yeah, well, I'm getting a tattoo. And I was like, psych, I lied.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, maybe I still am. And then I was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
Find a way.
That's what the text was. Yeah. Yep.
So I've been doing media since I was 17. So in Papillion, they have this thing called POV Media. It's like an academy. What's nice about Papillion is you can do like academy. So you want to do nursing, you can do nursing, teaching, and a whole bunch of other things. So I was in the media academy when I was 17. I really, like I said, I've only wanted to do media my whole life. There was no really other option for me. That sounds dramatic, but there wasn't anything else that interests me in a job. Like I just wanted to have my job be something different every day with new experiences. I didn't want to go to a 9 to 5 and no dissing on that. That's just not what I wanted to do.
It's soul crushing.
Yeah. I just wanted to have something different every day and, be able to be creative.
Yeah.
So I did that my junior year. I would produce like all these live streams my senior year. Learn like the basics of like media. So like all, like your camera angles, your rule of thirds, white balance, all like the stuff you needed to know. Did that for my first 2 years. And then I was going to go to Nebraska for school, and then COVID hit. So I decided to stay a little bit closer to home, and I went to Iowa Western.
Nice. I-dub.
So I was there for 2 years, which was nice in like retrospect, because what's nice about like Iowa Western is like it's far enough away from home, but I'm also like on my own.
Yep.
And also it's like you're doing your classes for your degree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking like classes I don't need for my degree. It's like you're going to do media classes and that's what you're going to do.
Yep.
And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than going to Nebraska for 4 years.
I can tell
Bingo.
you that, yeah.
Been there, done that. I graduated from Iowa Western as well. So
I did that. You know, I was just covering like all the sports I could. Did an internship with just like another podcast for someone in one of my classes. Learned stuff about podcasting. I didn't even like go to school for podcasting. It was a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Just something I wanted to get into because it was COVID. You know, I couldn't really go out and do a lot. So I was like, I might as well learn something. And so with that, I was able to get a job at Hurdat. But in that time between college and Hurdat, I was freelancing for like ESPN and Big Ten. So I got to meet RG3. I was his assistant for a day.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Chop chop, boy.
That was, I mean, he's actually a really nice guy. So like that meme of him holding that big ass burrito.
Yeah,
I had to go pick that up.
Oh no!
Hey.
I had to
what,
go like.
what kind of burrito was it?
It was from
so long ago.
From Muchachos.
Was
right?
that from Muchachos?
Yeah, I had to like deliver the burrito upstairs or something, and then I was just like with him, and like just he's such a nice guy. Like, you know, people were like college athletes are mean. Like I can give you examples of who's not nice and who's nice, stuff like that. But like he's a Heisman winner. Like I played a video game growing up with him on the cover.
Yeah.
And he like treated me as a person. Like I hope like people were like all this like this guy isn't good. Like give them their bad days. Everyone has their bad days. All these media guys, like it's not as easy as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're there sometimes before even the crew is there prepping for the show. They're probably doing it the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And when things change, then they're doing it again on the fly. Like it takes time to do that kind of stuff. So then I was just freelancing until about this time last year. I knew of Hurdat. Like my dad told me about them. I saw them when they first did the College Road Series 2 years ago. So they're on my radar. And I was like, I think I fit in there. Like that was something I like. I was like, I want to be a part of building something. That's something I take a lot of pride in is I'm a part of building like, you know, like a network of like podcasts of like editing videos and stuff like that. I take a lot of pride in that. And so then I made a TikTok was my application. Having to explain that one to grandma was a little bit hard. And then, so my 1 year is March 1st.
Nice.
And so, I mean, I live my dream every day. Like I don't take what I do for granted.
You're up till 2 a.m. every freaking day.
Yeah.
But it's like I get to work with Kyle and I really like having Kyle. And because we kind of bounce off each other.
So there are
really
pros
nice.
and cons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like I've gotten to do like things like I had like when I was in school, I had a 5-year timeline of like my dream to do. So like one of them was like working the like professional football, like a college football game. I did that. I did a college basketball game. I did that. And then I started a podcast. I did that. And I always wanted, so like this year, March Madness is like my like big thing. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. And that's just like, I'm 22 years old and I kind of like, I don't like to like give myself praise because just with what I've had to go through with life, I don't really think about that a lot. I don't think about what I've like, I think it's just anything, but I've like taken take a step back. I'm like,
yeah,
you're doing
all right.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You're doing all right.
Yeah, you can pat yourself on the back. You're pretty darn good at what you do.
Just don't peak too soon, Brandon
and
Tatum.
It's like with like if anyone has questions about media, like you're always gonna ask me. It's a ruthless job. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's a ruthless job. It's hard. There's long hours, early mornings, late nights. Like College Road Series, it's super cool. Right. Super long.
Yeah.
Super cool to watch.
Super hot. Really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like
the opposite of today.
Yeah, exactly. But like getting to work with you guys and it's like meeting all the people I have, I like sometimes I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
You're like, I get paid to do that?
Like
I get to hang out with these guys?
Like
we are cool.
You can get paid to do you like like seriously, like I like knew about you guys before I even joined Hurdat. Like I've known who you guys were. Like I knew about who you guys were before I even joined Hurdat. Like it's cool that like people I look up to, I work with them now. Like they're like
a peer.
They're a peer. Like
yeah.
You
like
should
my friends.
Don't look up to us.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
But it's like just like it's just like I can't put into words. Like there's like I've had to go through a lot in my personal life and just like to be like sitting at a table drinking beer with a bunch of people I look up to is like, like take those little moments for like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you have those long days and you're like, fuck,
dude, 2 a.m. I gotta go produce this podcast at 2 a.m.
The shitty podcast. And we're not gonna say which one.
It's us.
It's us.
It's us.
But you probably should tell your son, maybe this is something you need to work on, but like you just got to tell yourself, like, what's the alternative? You know, if you're starting to hate your job, if you're starting to loathe going into work or editing videos or editing audio, just got to ask yourself, what's the, if not this, then what?
Because like, I always told myself I want to do a job I enjoy. Like I want to go and because I've seen people like adults in my life that you can visibly see that they hate their job. And I did not want that. I wanted a job where I come into work every day and I don't like groan about waking up. Does waking up at 5 a.m. to do a media day suck? Yes. Sure. No shit.
Yeah.
But it's a cool job. It's a cool day.
Cool job.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Like, okay, just to give you an example, this dude. So was it last Sunday? Yeah. Last Sunday or no, 2 Sundays ago, this dude's job for like 12 hours was to run 2 fog machines for the Omaha Supernovas. We were doing their media day,
which, by the way, it did look tight. I saw Gorman's stories. It looked very cool.
I mean, it's like world class what we're doing for those guys.
Oh, I believe it.
And like their first match is coming up. But yeah, like I tell these guys all the time, like I bitch a lot about like, it's crazy hours. You work Friday, Saturday, all this other stuff. But like you spent 12 hours hitting 2 buttons on fog machines, and we were eating Jimmy John's sandwiches and like running around making cool stuff for the Omaha Supernovas.
I had
like,
Red Zone on all day. I'm not gonna lie.
Rough day in the office, huh?
But it's like I don't feel like when I first got my job, like my friends like, cool, like congrats, like you have a cool job. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But it's like in that time, I met Matt Rhule. Yeah. I met Kirk Ferentz literally last week. Like I got to like shake the only head coach I've only known my collegiate career ever. I got to shake his hand and like say hi to him.
It's pretty cool.
And like, I mean, like the long hours, like if I could give like a kid one piece of advice, like you just got to like stick it out.
Yeah.
Like you're going to start your job somewhere probably, and you're probably not going to have fun. You're probably going to be an intern making $9 an hour, and you're going to be, doing the grunt work.
Yep.
You're going to be doing the hard work that someone doesn't want to do. But if you stick it out, and you just put your head down and get the job done, like you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think the biggest lie that's ever been told is, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
There are days where you're going to
it feels like work.
Yeah. There's going to be days you hate. But if you love what you're working towards and you ultimately love what you're doing, it's still going to be work, but you're going to have a hell of a lot more fun doing it.
Yeah.
That's I feel like what you're describing.
Yeah. Like Connor drinks beer for his job for a living. Like,
he complains.
He complains so much. He's like, I worked so hard this weekend. I drank beer for 3 straight
and
days.
I played bocce.
Hey,
drunk.
This weekend we had a concert. The Mud Puddles was fantastic.
Instead of Puddle of Mud, it's the Mud Puddles. Did they do Puddle of Mud?
They do not.
That'd be the best cover band ever.
But no, we did that. We had an event on Saturday. This weekend, actually, we got a lot of big events coming up. But yeah, like again,
everything's so blurry. Everyone's so fake.
I'm gonna unplug.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right,
please never again. Yeah.
What? Brandon, thank you.
Thank
for
you
multiple things, for editing our shit audio.
Yeah, dealing with us just in general.
all the ums and the ahs that Mike doesn't edit out, you do.
That's not true.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Thank you for braving the cold.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted to get out of my house. I would.
Have you been cooped up?
Dude, he showed up. He was the first one here.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I thought you weren't getting here till like 6. And he's like, dude, I had to leave my house. I have been so bored.
Like, it's cool sitting in the house all day, but it's like, if there wasn't football on,
cabin fever, man.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah, I hear you. With all the snow days and cold days we've been having.
Mm-hmm.
I took my dog out for a couple of walks. You guys, those Irish setter hunting boots with the face cover, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
What
So what does your dog wear?
Dude, she's got the fur. She's fine, man. She loves it. Okay. Again, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you coming on NBNR. Fellas, we're good?
Yeah,
We're good.
Go follow us.
NBNR podcast. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Real quick. Oh, sorry. What's the name of your guys' podcast?
Yeah.
I don't really have one right now.
Oh.
I just kind of produce all this stuff, but I did God Bless Fantasy Football during the football season.
Yeah.
Are you going to bring that back during the football season?
Yeah, we're going to work out some things. I think I want to do some other stuff too. I'm thinking of some other podcasts that I may want to start.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention them. We'll say it off fair here in case they don't happen. So someone doesn't be like, where's the podcast? I'm like, well, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
If you bring back your fantasy football show, can you right now guarantee me that I will win a championship if I listen to you?
Jeez. That's a lot.
I know.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's not a miracle worker.
Yeah. If you do want, maybe not the gross Iowa stuff we're wearing right now, if you do want some cool NBNR merch, check out Evan's Custom Apparel. There's links on our website. I believe we have them linked in episode descriptions as well.
We're hoping to have a slightly different backdrop. You know,
Coming soon. Scenery change.
Be on the lookout for that.
We'll still be here at Nebraska Brewing Company, but there'll be new scenery.
We're hoping to also get a special guest on Wednesday. Do we want to name names?
Yeah, we can drop names because
Can we
he's
do that?
signed, sealed, delivered. We've got former Husker Kenny Bell coming on the podcast on Wednesday. It will be via StreamYard. So all you listeners will have the same view of Kenny as we will. It is a virtual interview with Kenny Bell. So
if you have like any questions you want us to ask, I have like an agenda, but we can probably add some of your shitty questions. We can add them.
Add questions. As always, keep them in the chat and comments, all that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
The goal for 2024 is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
The goal isn't to get 1,000 subscribers. The goal is to get Mike a tattoo.
Yep.
Yes.
1,000
subscribers is just the
1,000 subscribers. Everyone at this table is getting an NBNR tattoo.
Yep.
Including Brandon.
Yep.
Okay. You guys, let's sign off. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall,
Mike Delaware,
Kyle Byers,
Connor Cadillac,
Brandon Tiedemann.
As always, 1,000 subscribers, Mike Delaware Tat, and GBR.